Last one.
Wow.
All right, so I have here Ibrahim Alassan, Emmanuel Gbigbo, and Obed King Gaglu. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the Morning Sound.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Morning,
the weekend is upon us.
Morning, Bako. Voices, baby.
Oh dear. Anyway,
Yes.
I hope that you're all good.
We're good.
How do you feel about today being a Friday?
Yeah, as I always say, you don't have advise people on Fridays, right? You wait Monday, you don't also have to advise them. But whatever they did during the weekend will serve as advice to them as to what not to do again, right? So it is what it is. And I'll have to go to Kumasi this weekend, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. I think we can go into what the papers are talking about.
Yeah.
But before then, Obed was with the protesters yesterday. How did it go?
It was tiring. I was walking from Okunglu to the stadium.
Yeah.
As a distance. But just as you mentioned, because
To which stadium?
the Accra Sports Stadium.
Oh, okay.
From
Yeah.
Okponglo to Accra Sport.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's wow.
Independence Square. That
that's
was
the
the
distance.
conversion point.
Yeah, so initially they wanted to terminate at Independence Square, but there's a program ongoing there. Ghana
Okay.
Reports.
The job fair.
Yeah.
So
So it's a 16 day.
Yeah.
They terminated at the Accra Sports Stadium.
And it's not like the demonstrators are looking for jobs anyway.
Review back. Jabs. Review back. Jabs. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walked all the way from Okponglo.
Okponglo.
I mean, I think you've burnt your calories for the year.
I'm telling you. Well, but to be honest, at the point I had to sit in the vehicle. Yeah.
Senior man.
3 days.
Yes.
Senior man, Abri.
3 days.
You have to conserve energy.
Today is day 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 days.
For-
But
We go again.
Same location?
Yeah, same starting.
Are they going to
point.
start from?
Same Okponglo. But today they are going to deliver. So yesterday they delivered the petition to the Office of Attorney General.
Okay.
So a representative came, the spokesperson, Wilberforce Mensah came. for it.
Oh, okay.
And today the plan is to deliver the petition to the ministry responsible for lands and natural resources.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the plan for today. But the same
Route.
routes from
There'll be
Okponglo.
more Jama.
Yes.
More like it.
Yeah, but for me, one thing that happened that touched my heart yesterday
Wow.
was the fact that when they got to Kaukudi,
Yeah.
Gold House traffic light,
Yeah.
there. So there was huge traffic.
Okay.
There was this man with the daughter going to the 37 military hospital
Yeah.
for checkup. Apparently, the daughter had an accident.
Okay.
He was furious that because of this demonstration, he's stuck in the traffic.
Yeah.
He got down, confronted the protesters, and there was a banter. I thought the police could have helped him get the right of way
yeah,
to
yeah.
the, but
Yeah.
he was in the traffic. You know, they stopped there.
Yeah.
They eventually
Yeah.
stopped there for
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
30
They
minutes.
didn't want to move.
Because for them,
They said the police was determining the pace,
Because
and
the
they
police
didn't
were
want that.
moving, and the police were insisting that they must follow them. So at the
Okay.
point they stopped because
Yeah.
even yesterday they felt they ended too early around 4 or 5 because
They wanted to, yes.
in the evening.
Yeah, the police also wants to close early.
Yeah. so that's the process of you can't force us.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But
Okay.
for me, I looked at.
So eventually, what happened to the man?
You know, we had to move.
Okay.
We had to move at a point.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were stuck
You know,
in
when
the-
you said something touched your heart, I
Yeah.
thought that
They
there was a
managed
gesture.
to help
I thought,
Like, for me,
they cleared the way for it.
So you probably should have said what broke your heart.
It broke my heart.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah,
it
yeah.
touched you, then it meant that the
No,
protesters
but
did
before it
something-
breaks, it must touch.
I was expecting a happy ending.
So because
Maybe.
I thought sincerely when you said there was a man who was going for a checkup with a daughter, I thought you were going to say that the protesters managed to push
No,
the
they
cars to the
didn't.
side and then
Have him easy access.
Yes.
No.
So it broke your heart.
broke my
heart.
Uh-huh. So please never take us on that tangent. What an anticlimax.
Yeah, it broke.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe that yes, the protest is important, but
Yeah.
the excesses.
Yeah. But perhaps there has to be
a way of
a
managing
better
it.
yes. Because I remember that the first one, the Occupy Jolobi protest, for instance, the protesters made a priority to attend to emergency situations where when ambulances were coming, they would make way for the ambulances to pass. And so the protesters should also, avert their minds to that situation because, yes, you want to put across a message, but then again, we should also see the element of you, an element of you which is empathetic. And yes, we want to pass on a message, but then again, when there are exceptions, we need to identify that. And that is what will make people equally fall in love with you and perhaps decide to join you in your next march.
That's true. That's true. And that's how come when, of course, I've heard a man speak to the fact that he lost the child during the Democracy Hub protest because he was denied access to the 37 military hospital. And our engagement with the organizer, specifically Camry Tego, he had mentioned that cannot be right because the police themselves had cordoned off the place that they occupied. You know, there are two access routes to 37.
Yes.
The one from the Kaukudi, the traffic light that Obed mentions, which had free access to the 37 military hospital. But then the one directly in front of the hospital had been blocked because that is the one, the passage to the Dooley house.
The police didn't want them to.
The police didn't want, so that one had been blocked by the police. So nobody will say that it's the protesters that blocked access to the 37 military hospital, right? Yes, I get that explanation, and I think that makes sense. But of course, these SSS, and I wonder why the police also chose the route that they chose. This is the first time I'm hearing the police give access to the Kaukudi, the Kanda Highway, to protesters. It's never happened.
It's a new style.
No, they could have. You see, there is a way you go about. Once you know that it's close to 37, right? And that if you're coming from the other end of the 37 military, that's the only access. The police could have factored that into consideration.
Look at the shoes were marriage.
It's possible. They could even use Avgo, just closer to the airport, right? And then meander through Bemak, the Bama camp route, come through cantonments, and then go.
Demonstrate routes.
Yes.
Advisor.
Yes.
Demonstration route advisor.
Very important.
But it was good seeing young people on the streets again because I think the arrest of the 53. I think it was an attempt, or it is an attempt to send a message out there to young people that, look, you think you can demonstrate, but we'll show you where power lies. And I'm glad that it hasn't broken their spirit. I'm glad that, God, look, demonstration is a key element in democracy. We can't pick and choose aspects of the democracy that we want to practice.
Exactly.
So I'm happy that still we have young people who, irrespective of the fact that some are in detention, are willing to risk their lives and demonstrate.
We must stand for something.
Absolutely.
Or fall for anything.
Exactly.
Let's go to what the papers are talking about. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page, motorway street lights vanish. How did they vanish? Who removed them?
I suspect it's the contractor. You know, the road is under rehabilitation, right? One way or the other.
Rehabilitation.
Yes. And so, but if that is the reason
why would you have to take them?
Because that would be too early.
Because they're in a median. And so
that would be too early.
That's a motorway median. We can use it for a tram. You know that?
Yeah.
When they set it, but they are afraid of electricity issues. But then again, imagine that we just have it. You can just go to the machine.
We are told the street light issues are largely as a result of theft. That people steal these cables. So I'm wondering. I'm not making. For me, I don't think it's a good enough excuse. There is a state. We have a government. We have security agencies.
When they steal it, put it there. Fix it, because we pay. Don't we pay levies?
We do,
of course, and it is your responsibility to ensure that these things are properly secured.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can't just use that as an excuse. But my concern is that they will just come and tell us that these cables have been stolen.
Speaking of the Tema motorway, you know how we always complain about the maintenance with bitumen and all. The last time I met a former official with the Ghana Highway Authority, and I was having the person mentioned, so I was asking, so why is it that the Tema motorway is maintained with bitumen when it is not made of bitumen? It's concrete. He said, in fact, it's one of the most embarrassing things to engineers at the Highways Authority. And when it was first done, the criticism came from all corners, and people questioned, the science that went into it, because it's common sense will tell you that concrete is concrete.
But we still haven't
like
learned.
for like.
Recently, they've done another one.
Yeah.
I mean, from the abattoir stretch.
They're still doing bitumen.
Recent, that was done recently. From 18 Junction to the abattoir.
And the point is that but they keep doing it. You have rapid what?
But the former minister justified it. He says there's nothing wrong with putting bitumen.
Yeah, I remember.
So I'm sure maybe that is what is informing the engineers. Maybe they have the technical knowledge, but the appointing authority or the minister has a different knowledge.
It's embarrassing, and it's a perfect depiction of the state of the country. That we like to put square pegs in round holes.
Quick fix.
Yes, and
once you offer a quick fix, you move.
It is what it is. That's how we are. Okay, so that's it. Please, they should fix the street lights back there. It's not cool to be driving on the motorway, and it's
for a very long time it is dark.
Pitch dark.
Yeah.
Look, a construction as recent as the Dubai.
Yeah.
The Circle Dubai. You know all the street lights on the Circle Dubai don't work.
Yeah,
you're kidding.
Do you remember when it was first inaugurated?
Yeah.
How it was bright.
Yeah. Reason why it was named Circle Dubai and everything.
Now pitch dark. No street light functions there. Other stories here. KNUST UEW. Where are they? UGBS for Tertiary Business Sense Challenge final. Oh, okay. Blame prosecutors for delayed Galamsey cases. The blame game affair. So the Attorney General said that the CJ should direct the judges to end the cases within a month. And then the CJ too says, well, it's not from us. Primarily, the delay is coming from the prosecutor. And where does the prosecutor fall? Under the office of the Attorney General. So before you point at me, 4 fingers are pointing at you. That's the situation we have there.
But now I'm picking. My guess is that the next time they go to court, the AG may discontinue the case.
Which case?
The Democracy Hub.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what he's advocating for is that
the real Galamsey ones.
Yeah, they should be granted.
Okay.
Yeah, but the one you talked about, I think it's bail that they will be admitted to bail. That will be certain. But you see, they've been incarcerated or be remanded for 2 weeks. And that is the problem.
Yeah.
Because
I've shown you
after judgment, maximum maybe fines. They will not be given custodial sentences, right? But they've been punished and then sent to jail 2 weeks.
So someone will say that they've used the back door to punish the people because ideally these do not go with sentences. But the arguments what's the name? The Attorney General they were making was that they could not immediately tell whether these people were flight risk, and so they needed to do all the investigations before. So
one of them is, like I said the last time, is standing trial for a coup. Coup.
You know what was interesting? There was an argument at a point that they didn't know where some of these people lived and all that, and so immediately I thought about Oliver. I mean, Oliver is standing trial for treason.
Yeah, so you know
where he lives.
Yes. Recently, Oliver applied to the court, got his passport, traveled out,
and then came back.
Yes.
And this somebody who you are trying for treason. No one didn't run away. It is this.
So how do you conclude that he's a flight risk?
See,
they base their arguments on one other person who they said was arrested, the older woman who was arrested and granted bail because of the child,
but they said
and the person has failed to return.
They said she was not arrested.
Even though lawyer Martin Kwebu has gone to court to seek interpretation as to whether people can be granted bail on a weekend, and the court agreed with him. Still, the police can see Nadede. Nadede may be a suspect. They will see Nadede on Monday, Tuesday. They don't mind Nadede. They'll prefer arresting Nadede on a Friday. Even though our court says grant people bail on the weekend. Still,
see, it's a system we've been running, and we use the authority of the state to show people where power lies.
That's our system of governance. We'll show you where power lies. Democracy. That's it. We use it to settle scores. How people, for instance, who are friends in the security services, when they have issues with their other friends or other people, they will go and seek the services of their friends in the military or the police and come and show them something small. We have instances where maybe police or military will manhandle people. We have fellow Ghanaians who will be under the comment section and say, yes, it's good. You should do it, there should be more. When we support the oppressor to oppress others, in the end we'll all be found in the same situation. So we are not saying that when people break the law, the police should look on. We're just saying that in enforcing the law, you equally must follow the law. You must not be breaking the law to enforce the law. It does not make sense.
You must even be measured in the application
Absolutely.
of the law. I mean, you can't just apply it arbitrarily.
So
it is what it is.
ADB wins big at CIMG customer satisfaction event. So that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Ibrahim.
Okay, so let me give you the chronicle this morning. University Dawn is speaking.
What's his name?
And that University Dawn is called Professor Boedi. Yeah, Professor Boedi. It says DM's economic performance doesn't merit second term. Varsity Dawn. And yeah, I think he's one of the spokespersons for the NPP manifesto.
Okay.
Yeah. But he lectures at UPSC.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
lectures at UPSC. Government will improve access to information. Fatima Abubakar, Information Minister. Water quality in Cape Coast improves. You know, yesterday there was a statement. Right. I sent it to the Communications Director for Ghana Water Company for Central and Western Region.
They laughed.
To find out whether it's authentic. It's seen it is still not replied.
Oh. But I think that we should not be taken for fools. Look, the last time we brought the toxicologist here to speak about the situation about the level of pollution, as far back as 2017, when the water was not even as murky and dirty and milky as it is now, the level of turbidity was high, even though it was not creamy.
Yeah, seemingly clean.
And you are telling us now that there's significant improvement. Who are you lying to? If your parent is dead and you say the person is sleeping, now who go carry?
Yeah.
Now who go cry eventually?
Hunger will kill you.
Yes. So they should not really do. They shouldn't take us for fools, because when there is furore about something, they will likely throw in something to make it look like progress has been made, to tone down sentiments. Governments, don't take us for fools. We can see. We are not babies.
This whole Galamsey thing, the debate was reignited after the Central Region Ghana Water Company issued that statement that they may be forced to ration water because of blah 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 as a result of Galamsey. So somebody is trying to use the back door.
Yes, as usual. We like using the back door.
Yeah. But this one we can see through it anyway.
If the fire started from the Central Region,
we should start from
let's
there.
quench the fire from there. But I'm aware that after that statement, the authors of those statements really had it. They had it. But it's no easy.
But it should tell you how faulty of a democracy we run. Where when there are issues affecting people's lives genuinely, we would choose partisan interests or our image over the well-being of the lot.
I don't understand. Sorry.
No problem. Finish.
Is it necessary for members of a governing party to always support any state institution? Any state institution, whether they know for a fact that they have committed an offense or not. The default setting is that my party is in power. Let me support any government institution.
Yeah, because the problem rubs off the party in power.
Oh.
So it becomes synonymous. So if there's something going wrong at the EC, which might even affect the fortunes of the governing party.
Exactly.
The default setting is, let's support them until we find out what is wrong.
Do you remember
support before complaint?
Yes.
Do you remember the limited voter registration?
Yes.
When
they said they didn't want to monitor.
They were complaining, and it's okay, nothing. So when the first day they went and then all the things were done, then they started lamenting, say,
They thought it was only going to happen in someone's stronghold.
There was another one, the monitoring of the voter transfer. The EC said, no, there's no need for the parties to be there. And people said, yes, we won't be there. No, what is it? And the NDC, go and sit somewhere. And then EC says, okay, now parties can come. In fact, the NDC decided to go before EC said parties can. NDC when the MPP people were there. It is what it is. Okay,
there should be some, principles.
Yeah, that is what's lacking.
The other headline here: Martin Ajay Kosa donates motorbike cash to Bono East NPP, and quotation for this morning: John 7:24. Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment.
Amen. This is the word of the Lord.
Appearances are deceptive.
Absolutely. Don't judge a book by the cover.
By the cover, yes.
Bipo?
Yeah,
all right.
Bipo, yeah. Then
Daily Guide, Ghana Health Service recalls Mpox case. Ghana completes Eurobond debt exchange. And Nana mocks Mahama over number 8. Martin J. Kosa gifts 50 motorbikes to Bono MPP.
Right, so the new weekend crusading guide, Agodeke Pando Pantoon, breaks down food security under threats as residents travel on Volta Lake on canoes amidst dangerous weather patterns. I think Peter Dato has done a story about this.
Meaning it's broken down again because it was fixed subsequently. Yeah. Now, okay, so Volta Lake. But that's not the OT one. No, there was one in the OT region. That was what. That's
the Dambai one.
That's the Dambai one. Yes. That's the one that people are saying that they shouldn't construct the bridge because it will affect their livelihood.
Because they also
yes. Okay. Beautiful nonsense. All right.
Right. Martin Ej Mensa Kosa donates motorbikes, cash to Bono East MPP. So I usually want to ask, where do they get the money from to be buying?
They work. He's now a sector minister, and he's able to mobilize.
When they are in the position to, they will get the money to buy.
Yes.
Yeah, you can mobilize resources. You see, your ability.
Okay.
No, we get you. Until otherwise determined, the money is assumed to be clean. Yes. Until otherwise determined, right? So now, as a politician, the presidential candidates have been made to pay 100,000 Ghana cedis to the EC. Right. If you don't get a certain percentage, you lose it. But if you get a certain percentage, or your party gets a certain percentage during the elections, the EC will return your money to you. Now, those people who have filed, not all of them dip their hands into their pocket and then pull out the money. They got other people to come together. They pooled resources, and your ability to do that is what makes you a good politician.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Because as a politician, you should be able to pool resources.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and not pool as in PULL from the public office, but POL. Bring it together. Gathering. You know, in our forebears, when they started life, it was hunting and gathering.
Yes.
And then Ndobwa.
So, as a leader, you should be able to show that you can mobilize.
Exactly. Mobilization. Not that of the contractors, but this is
mobilization. Mob from everywhere.
Yeah, mopping. Yeah, so now you are satisfied. That's
I still have issues with campaign time donation.
Yeah. You think it's vote by indirect?
Yeah. Well, you are resourcing the base. You are resourcing the base.
Now, I've seen instances where people donate these things and they go back for them after.
That one. Yes.
That one is election.
That one is election.
It's for internal
election. Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Alan's GTP is the solution to Ghana's need. So, Alan visited the Asanzehene, I think, some days ago.
Yeah.
And Otumfuo says that his great transformational plan is the solution to Ghana's needs. Okay, UCC, UDS, and UEW run 91 unaccredited study centers. But how is this possible? This one says study centers, but sometimes we hear about courses that are being run that are not accredited. But why do the universities, why do they go ahead and run courses that are not accredited? So sometimes we are done with school and we studied courses that are not relevant.
Please, next time, cross-check with GTech. Thankfully, the Premier University is not part of this. University of Ghana is not part of this.
UCC, UDS,
UEW.
Anyway. Ablikma South electorates fall for Teacher Tego to win December.
Teacher Ago.
Teacher Ago. I put a T there. Teacher Ago to win the 7 December parliamentary seat for MPP.
All right.
Right. So I thought those are the headlines on the new weekend crusading guide.
All right. The Daily Searchlight front page. We must take Galamsey battle to NDC and NPP. That's according to Ken Ashigbe, the convener for the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining. Also, 36-year-old woman allegedly pours acid on boyfriend in Tema. And Zoom Lion clarifies concerns on sanitation module of YEA. And government committed to providing the... Okay, yeah. Satellite sometimes is difficult to read. So
both the hard copy and the soft copy.
Charlie,
I make excuses for them with the hard copy, but the soft copy there anyway.
I'm done with the satellite.
All right, the Republic Press. Akufo-Addo begs labor unions over planned strike. Gabi bemoans hatred towards Asante Bedi Etu. And look, as a people, are we becoming so heartless? What was causing that? Like, in the past when they say somebody is ill, anyway, people have their reason for behaving. But I
no
think
matter what,
I mean, as for
no
fine.
matter what,
move on. Because that is what humanity is about. It's not about those who are nice. Even the Bible says that if you are nice to those who are nice to you, what's the point? Because even sinners do that.
Yeah.
I mean, sinners. Anyway. Democracy Hub protesters sue AG and IGP, and also NPP calls out Osu Bempa over Mahama prophecy.
Interesting.
And then Ghana recalls first Mpox case, 230 suspected cases under investigation. These are the lead stories in the Republic Press.
All right.
Right. The Daily Analyst, anti-Galamsey demo, protesters drag IGP, AG to court over human rights violations, and also Customer Satisfaction Index reports launch. ADB wins big at CIMG. And monkeypox, 230 recorded in 88 districts. And also IFJ, FAG welcome AU action to protect journalists. And destroy Galamsey, not our future, protesters fume. An International Day for Universal Access to Information. FAJ calls for unrestricted access to information.
All right. Daily Post newspaper, front page, election 2024. Fitch predicts victory for NDC. So that is in addition to Global Info Analytics. But then outcome says that there will be a runoff. We have not seen our MP for 2 years. That is residents of Ekuapem cry out, and it has a picture of Nana Ama Dukia. You do know that she switched constituencies, right?
Yeah.
Going into the 2024 elections. I think it will influence, it will play a role in how visible she is in her outgoing constituency.
It's very interesting.
Yes, so perhaps that's the reason. And Catholic Church to lead prayer protest against Galamsey on October 11.
Interesting.
Yes.
But Boydi Nyamiche disagrees with them. Yesterday, you listened to Star's chat.
Opinion. Unfortunately, I didn't pick that
says
element.
No amount of prayer will solve
The Galamsey. So what should they do?
Action. They should act.
Okay.
Duty bearers should act. Let me quote Boydi Nyamiche. Boydi Nyamiche says that I'll find a quote and Galamsey is not a prayer issue. Listen, Galamsey is not a prayer issue.
Okay.
Poverty and anarchy will not be solved with prayer equation.
Okay.
So that prayer that they are going to organize, it will be null and void.
It is a prayer protest. Have you seen it before?
I don't know.
Have you seen a protest prayer before?
How
so wait for that. Let's wait for it to take place.
But for me, well, I'm assuming that because the regular protest we sing Jama, and maybe that one they'll be praying as they walk with their placards. The Java people will take over, so you have to be careful. If you are leading, if you are a leader of such a protest, you need to be very careful because the boys will take over. So you have to start praying and walking. That would be interesting. Anyway, Punch Africa. Have you heard about that newspaper before? That is the next one I have. Park Simmons Ghana Buffer Stock Company over Park Salmons Ghana Buffer Store Company, Free SHS Secretariat. Details on page 9 of the Punk Africa newspaper. December 7th poll. Central region is key battleground for majority and minority leaders. Agenda to annex seats sets rolling. Osu Bempa blesses Mahama. Says God has handed him the presidency again. And Pastor Love jailed 48 months for stealing.
All right. Obed?
So we have some new newspaper here I'm seeing for the first time. The Hawk newspaper.
Oh, the Hawk has been around.
The Hawk has been around.
This is the first time I'm seeing it. Okay. Mahama promises 30% of political posts to women. And from Ghana to Jordan, Angela lists fraud network exposed. Interpol hot on her trial in $54 million scam. Whoa. And then Akufo-Addo hails local leaders for upholding peace. And then voter register not perfect, not final, says Jean Mensah. So those are the headlines on the Hawk newspaper.
All right, let me take you through the news center. Front page. Water bodies getting cleaner in central region due to security operations against Galamsey. Like IB said, the issue came to the limelight after the central region raised concern. So, I mean, how great is it that we are having a statement indicating that the water bodies are getting cleaner, especially from the central region due to security operations against Galamsey. I mean, to God be the glory. Innit?
This is the end of my
story. This is a miracle working God.
It's in the miracle working business.
Absolutely. Fair Sky Group chairman makes strong case for renewable energy. We are awaiting funds from government to clear delayed salary. That's according to Zoomlion. Eurobond debt exchange achieves 98.6% participation. That's it for the News Center newspaper.
Have we done the Daily Dispatch already?
No.
All right, so that is the last one I have. Daily Dispatch, breaking the 8 and Mahama having number 8 is not a good sign for Mahama, according to President Akufo-Addo. Also, battle for Jomoro seat, Sam Nkrumah and another to battle with the NDCMP, and 543 suicide attempts and 81 deaths by suicide in Ghana between January and June 2024. That is sad.
All right. Obed?
The Meridian. Mahama's poor economic record makes him unfit to lead Ghana again. That's, I think, Professor Boydi again. And Ghana Health Service confirms Ghana's first case of monkeypox and also Eurobond debt exchange program. Government secures more than 90% participation.
Government. All right, let's go to what the portals are reporting today. We'll start with the starfm.com.gh front page. You must create alternatives if you want to ban Galamsey. Pastor Bwidi Nyamiche, and that was when he appeared on Star Chat with Bolore yesterday. Also here, 32 protesters sue IGP and Attorney General over violations of their rights, and also suffering knows no ethnic group, vote wisely, attributed to John Dramani Mahama. And also here, hashtag Stop Galamsey Now, protesters have not been treated right, is attributed to Kali J. He's popular on X. Also, another story here, Highway Authority announces maintenance of Atomic Bridge and warns of vehicular traffic. That's it for starfm.com.gh.
All right, City Newsroom, Galamsey. Ignore Akufo-Addo's plea, answer sorry to organized labor, and nationwide strike, no solution to Galamsey crisis. Deputy Education Minister to organized labor. And Free SHS, ban parent associations if you deem them problematic. Nagra to government, and citizens against Galamsey to petition Lands Ministry today, like Obed said. And Akufo-Addo pleads with labor unions to postpone planned nationwide strikes.
Right. Mind your online. Organized labor should reject Akufo-Addo's Galamsey plea. That's according to Asari. We all can suffer for the sins of a few. Deal with the Galamseyers. Subi MP to Akufo-Addo. I like this Subin MP. He is forthright.
Eugene MP?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who. Okay, it's fine because the others also feel that he is aggrieved because he lost his seat during the primaries because he was vocal. He was part of those who were pushing for Ken to be removed. You know, the 88 majority MPs, and some feel that he's been targeted, for which reason he's also peeved and attacking the party. So it depends on exactly where you stand, but it's fine. People should have the courage to speak about their conscience, irrespective of the fact that it's about their party or their opponents.
Nationwide strike won't solve Galamsey challenge, Deputy Education Minister. And Akufo-Addo says, I cannot impose anybody on you. Akufo-Addo tells Ghanaians. That is refreshing.
Oh, but you see,
that's refreshing.
The president keeps flip-flopping. Oh, today come see, today come sir. So there's an element you say that I will not hand over to someone I defeated. Okay, and the next moment you say that you will not impose anybody on. You know, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, December 7th should just come so that we can just deal with this thing and celebrate our Christmas in peace.
Yeah.
You understand?
Let me ask Sarah's favorite question. How many days to election?
I think we are 60 something. I just want this thing over and done with so that I can have peace of mind. Because this stress about...
Apart from everything today, there's this seeming... and it happens every election year. There's this seeming religious tension, seeming tribal tension. Like I know, usually, sometimes it is there with us, but it becomes more profound during election period. Let's have it done with and move on. Election is just an aspect of our lives. I mean, there are so many other things that we should be focusing on.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on the newspaper review segment. We'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll be talking about what has been happening at the courts. Our legal affairs correspondent is here. He wants to join Chelsea, so he's in blue. He doesn't trust his own Arsenal. He didn't wear red. We'll be right back after this break.
Are you a LEAP beneficiary?